Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Michael and thank you for the opportunity to have this talk about the current state of the research I'm working on. Topic is measuring business value in logistics IT, a new KPI called DOFCR as a pragmatic approach for architecture management in the hybrid cloud age. It's in domains of logistics, software engineering, value chain mapping, architecture management, and cloud adoption. Some words about the talk. It's about nearly 15 minutes and it's about preface, motivation, and abstract. Second one is really architecture management as an auxiliary, research auxiliary for that, research focus on the new concept DOFCR, and some conclusion and further steps. So the topic is focused in 3 different domains. It's IT, it's transport logistics, and bringing the customer value in these post-COVID times in the focus are the domains this research is about. The subdomains is really IT governance, enterprise architecture as a framework, IT service management, software development, organizational theory, and supply chain transport logistics. So the problem the transport logistics industry in the world is facing, we have a dramatic increase in e-commerce, not only since the coming of age of internet technology, but as we all have experienced in the last 12 to 14 months due to COVID and the staying home and the quarantine topic. We ordered a lot of things online and someone had to deliver it. And as you can see in the right-hand charts, with the EBIT and the profits of these organizations are between 1% for line haulers up to double-digit percentage. The issue they are facing is really you have stable fixed costs, but the variable costs are really increasing in comparison to the labor you have to do, the parcel delivery man, the courier. This is really completely variable, and the variable costs grow, and at the same time, your parcel volumes, your revenue is growing. So this is the issue, and this is the phase in this kind of commodity market. Commodity market is saying that we're really the issue of nearly everybody can start a parcel business, as we see in Europe and in Asia with Foodora, Gorillas, or even home grocery delivery. It's the complexity is not that high. You can have the pressure in the commodity market. So what means IT budgets are not that high. The general issues and the general management topic, management research topic is really you have changes in the business model, like new players, mergers and acquisitions, and you have to react with the stuff you have, the business processes you have, and with the software supporting the business processes you have. So creating business value in times of ever-changing, a fast ecosystem, accelerated by COVID, is the issue the IT organizations, and the focus here is on the IT organizations of transport logistics organization are covering. So looking at transport logistics, what you needed in the 1940s, 1910s, you needed a truck and you can start your business. And the big organizations of today, the UPS, the DHLs, the FedEx of this world, really have an application landscape, a software landscape, which is coming down until the 1970s. And what you see are this kind of so-called spaghetti brownfield application landscape. You see here building blocks, rectangle, and you see lines between them, which are really application the interfaces where data is transferred from A to B. This is really not a rare case. I would say this is the normal case. Greenfield means really it's something new. I can take a software as a service, something from the cloud, something from Azure, AWS Marketplace, and I can directly start with it. So the issues for the problems for the transport logistics operators are really I have to react fast, and yes, I can book something on AWS or Azure or any other cloud, but I need the integration to the rest of the world. And I have the growth, as you see in the chart below, the dramatic growth in e-commerce, and you have to make both things a reality. the logical application landscape you have today facing new challenges. So this is what it's really all about. I have on the one hand side the customer facing IT on an app where I can order something, and on the other hand side I have my currently up to from the 1970 derived IT, which has to support this. And there's a lot of stuff in the middle. And the term newly introduced some years ago is really technical depth. If you change something, as an example, also in your house, you have to look what is the cost of tomorrow. What is the stuff costing me tomorrow? If I have a quick fix or if I have a super solution, what is the best, creating the most business value? And I have agile paradigms and agile software development and program portfolio management and waterfall paradigms. And all these things, this is really the complex situation. This is the solution space we are trying to find an optimal solution. What are the knowledge domains in regards to the research question? One important entity here is the term of enterprise architecture management, EAM. It describes really the 360-degree position. I have structured processes, I have ad hoc processes, I have an underlying technical infrastructure, more than important now in COVID times, supporting all that, and all that together is called I have to manage, and this is why the enterprise term, the whole enterprise, the term comes into play, and it's really from Zachman, one of the important thinkers and thought leaders in that domain. So it really describes and structures complex IT systems, including business processes. There's a quote from Forrester, one of the analysts in that domain. There are industry analysts and subject matter analysts, which give important input to the industry, to researchers, to make this more efficient. And the technical foundation is EAM, often effective IT strategy. This provides necessary technical foundation for delivering the current state of the industry. What are the specific topics of a so-called domain model, of a business domain model in transport logistics? It's operations, human relations, it's procurement, and of course, most important one are customer relationship. I need to know who's sending the data. I have to have the correct address data, postal code optimized, and I have to be very good in my products, which I have to sell. Also services and timely, like a domestic product is also called not a service, but also a product. So these are the business domains, and these are quite common in enterprise architecture, and this is the business domain here for the research in question. In general, I have to steer my IT organization. I have one steering instrument is called portfolio management, and it's really, I call it an application portfolio. I have an application portfolio of my current application system. Either it's in the cloud or on-premise, and I have to steer it. I have to steer it like it's a stock exchange portfolio, like it's really product. I can really call it also an application product. And I can look at it, where is supply and demand in that field is met. I try to find an equilibrium, and where is this equilibrium really depends on the characteristics of my IT organization. One step back, again, my IT organization, they are all knowledge workers, and Peter Drucker is still one of the important thought leaders, as we know, in the management theory of the last, I would say, more than 100 years. So the knowledge worker is in the middle of it. I have to enable him, and I have to make him more efficient to do his daily tasks, to produce efficient work and create value in front of the customer. So putting all this into perspective, I have on the one hand side my requirements coming from my all mobile smartphone users in quarantine and post-COVID quarantine. I have a 50-year-old application landscape. I know I want to do something good. On the right-hand side, I want to go via a magic button, question mark, from a complicated landscape to the to an easier landscape, to an easier maintained landscape. Nearly 80% of the costs are usually eaten up by IT run, and I cannot spend more money. So the management coming from A left to B, it's properly thought in the research. It's called governed evolution, managed evolution. There are interesting books and works and example references like from Credit Suisse, how to make this a reality. SAP, the big European software vendor, has an approach of that as well, coming from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So the new concept, next step, which is proposed, called DOFCR, Days of Fulfilling Customer Requests, puts the time to market as the new differentiator and the new lever to be more efficient and to be more successful in the market. So it's in the knowledge area domain of management theory. So what it's really based on, also not only this Forbes quote, is really COVID had dramatically increased the digitalization, the digital interaction between a client and a customer. I want it my way and I want it now. And this is more than true for transport logistics organization, but also for the products which are in the parcels, like in the fast moving consumer FMCG, fast moving consumer good area. And the technology tipping point, looking at McKinsey, is there, and I have to react dramatically fast. But what is the right way to work to be more efficient than my competitor? What is the right way to be faster? I have to look where the time is going and where the costs are going if I change something. Is it really the greenfield, the new software as a service, or do I still have to fulfill the needs of my existing landscape? And the key driver to that is still years, is still IT interfaces. IT interfaces still costs a lot of money, 1.10% per interface. One side mark in the software area domain, microservices are a big important topic to be stateless, to be a more lightweight, but they come also to costs because logically seen, they are also an interface. So the idea is really DOFCR as a new KPI, and this looks into the dimensions: technical debt, maintenance cost, development cost, time to react. And the idea, and if you look at these preliminary results and speculative results of this kind of formula, is really that it might be the case that brownfield approaches might have benefits versus greenfield, because I know the current state I have of applications. I know them better. I can manage it. And the greenfield is the new one. I have potentially friction costs, training, skilling to get to that point. So architecture purity and software as a service, which is more clear, it might be in the midterm more efficient, but in the short term, there might be, and this is the current research, benefit to brownfield approach. What are the conclusion and the next steps? Next steps first. There is an issue or dilemma in the industry and in the research field, which is brutal taylorism and optimization in mass production versus the production of individual goods based, especially potentially in an agile framework like scaled agile. This is the issue. I have a mass production, and the IT correspondent is ITIL, or ticket-based optimization and factorization down to the lowest level. I can steer a big IT organization based on tickets and optimization. On the other hand side, the dilemma is really that it has lower costs, and I have much higher costs in the safety, more exploratory framework. So, conclusion: IT strategy in accelerated post-COVID times. Post-COVID was a dramatic accelerator. Transport logistics organization faced this, and there might be a tendency based on this new KPR, days of fulfilling customer requests, that brownfield may have an approach and advantage to greenfield. Thank you very much, and thank you.